Good morning. It is 9 a.m. Thanks for tuning in to our Daybreak stream as we continue to stream through 9:30 this morning. And we begin with breaking news right now. Major cleanup underway at the Thruway Plaza in Cheektowaga. And it's all because of this. Take a look at this video just into our newsroom. It shows this red car that drove into the DTLR clothing and footwear store. You can see shattered glass all over the place as firefighters assess the situation. Major damage to that building there. We don't know why the car went through the building or if anyone was hurt, but we will work to learn more about this and hopefully hear more from Cheektowaga Police later this morning. Again, that happened at the Thruway Plaza in Cheektowaga. One man is in the hospital in serious condition, and a woman was also hurt in a weekend shooting in Buffalo. A spokesperson for the Buffalo Police Department says it happened around 3:30 in the morning Sunday near Twilight Grill on Howard Street on the city's east side. When officers got on scene, they found a woman shot in the leg. She was taken to ECMC with non-life-threatening injuries, and police say a short time later a man drove himself to ECMC. They say he was shot in the chest, and he's still in the hospital this morning. Anyone with information is asked to call 911 or call or text the Buffalo Police confidential tip line at 716-847-2255. Developing now, former New York City mayor and Trump advisor Rudy Giuliani is in the hospital. A spokesperson for Giuliani says that he is in critical but stable condition. It's not clear why he was sent to the hospital. The 81-year-old hosted his show America's Mayor live on Friday night from Palm Beach, Florida. As he kicked off the show, he did note that his voice was a bit under the weather and he was coughing throughout the show. You might remember Giuliani was hospitalized last year after suffering injuries, including a spinal fracture following a car crash in New Hampshire. Well, 1,500 beagles will have new forever homes after a dog breeding and research facility in Wisconsin agreed to sell them. Animal activists have fought for years for Ridgeland Farms to release the beagles. And 2 on your sides, Kelly Dudzik is live in our newsroom with how one local organization will be stepping in to help and bring some of those dogs back here to Western New York. Kelly?
Yeah, Melissa, this is the facility in Wisconsin where more than 1,000 activists tried to rescue the dogs from last month. That included volunteers from Against All Odds Animal Alliance here in Western New York. And last Wednesday, Big Dog Ranch Rescue and the Center for a Humane Economy announced they had reached an agreement with Ridgeland Farms to buy 1,500 of the facility's roughly 2,000 beagles. Those beagles now need new homes, and Against All Odds is stepping up to help by heading to Wisconsin this week to get some of the dogs. This is what the rescue had to say before heading there last month.
It's definitely going to be a long haul for our fosters, for anybody that takes one of the beagles in. We just want to give them, a fresh start and show them, who Buffalo is. We are the city of good neighbors. So we want to show them that Buffalo love.
Meanwhile, Congressman Nick Langworthy has called on the federal government to step in and stop taxpayer dollars from being used on invasive testing on dogs bred specifically to be experimented on. Other animal rescues in our area have posted on social media over the weekend, telling Against All Odds that they are also willing to help and take in some of the rescued beagles. On your side, the newsroom, Kelly Dudzik, Channel 2 News.
Yeah, we don't know yet when they'll be available for adoption, but we'll keep you all updated on that. Kelly, thank you. Well, the spotlight will be on some local performers this morning. Nearly 1,000 kids from 16 schools across Western New York will take part in the Junior Theater Celebration. Organizers describe this as a free musical theater learning experience. Industry professionals will be at Shays from 9 a.m. to 3:45 today to lead workshops and inspire the younger generation of theater students. May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and today is Melanoma Monday, a day to focus on prevention and early detection. Experts say melanoma is one of the most dangerous forms of skin cancer, with thousands of deaths each year in the U.S. They recommend daily sunscreen with SPF 30 or higher and to watch for any changing spots on your skin. Roswell Park experts will also be answering questions this morning at 10 a.m. Also making headlines across the country this morning as Cincinnati officials are investigating a deadly semi-crash and fire that shut down major downtown roadways Sunday evening. Authorities say the truck hit a wall just before 7 on the northbound I-71 near the Lytle Tunnel and then burst into flames. First responders pulled the driver from the cab, but he did not survive his injuries. Well, we do want to wish you a happy May 4th for those of you who celebrate. Yeah, May the 4th be with you. The date has become known as Star Wars Days, and a local donut shop is getting in on the fun. Paula's Donuts is celebrating with specialized themed donuts, including designated May the 4th donut. That's a Chewbacca peanut stick right there. They're also running special promotions, such as 2 free donuts with the purchase of a dozen. And Patrick is up now with a forecast for May the 4th, which is going to be better than May 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th, it appears.
Boy, when you think of it that way, right. Yes, the force is with us today, no doubt about it, as this will be the best day of the week, of the weekend as well, and maybe even into next week. Just if you add in sky conditions and temperature, we're going to be, upper 60s, close to 70 today, and that's a number we won't get near again for a while, as a cooler pattern is setting up. For today, a mostly sunny day. Tonight, some rain showers, not terribly cold. We will be in the 50s, and it looks like 60s on tap for Tuesday. Rain in the morning, and then again rain Tuesday night, it appears, with some dry time in between, with that rain chance pretty hefty on Tuesday. Again, the timing is such that a lot of it may occur again early and then late on Tuesday. 80% chance on Wednesday. That would be for the first half of the day, and then again a rain chance on Friday. But boy, skies have cleared out beautifully today with, again, clear skies. This system here moving through Lake Superior is going to help generate some of that rain that we're expecting as early as late evening, early tonight. You'll see that on Future Look. Watch this. Here comes some of those rain showers, 9, 10 o'clock, maybe a rumble of thunder. And then tomorrow it starts off damp, and then the rain kind of subsides for a while. And see that? Plenty of dry time. In fact, maybe a few peaks of sun. Some showers and thunderstorms, though, developing late in the day along the lake breeze. And then here comes the rain Tuesday night into Wednesday morning is how it appears. And then it should shut off as we head towards Wednesday afternoon. I will admit the timing of the rain with this Tuesday-Wednesday system has been a little erratic. We're going to go with, though, the thinking that the best chance will come Tuesday morning, Tuesday night, through the first half of Wednesday. High temperatures today. Could that rain timing shift a little? Yeah, it could. Mid to upper 60s for tomorrow, low to mid 60s with the periods of rain showers, and then a plunge of cooler air. This is a weather pattern. If you love snow, you'd love to see in January and February, not May. This is just a persistent cold weather pattern. Cold for the time of the year, let's be clear. The average high right now is like 62. So below average, upper 50s, low 60s, which isn't really cold, but it is below average, and that's where we're going to be. Mostly sunny and breezy today. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers, and then for tomorrow, showers. It'll be breezy, 62. 7-day forecast. Dry weather Thursday. Showers on Friday and Saturday. Mother's Day looks pretty. What was Mother's Day last year like? Do we remember?
Not good.
Was it not good?
No.
Do you remember what you did? How were you celebrating?
I was at a golf tournament. And the year before that.
Okay.
And the year before that.
You are a golf tournament planner.
No.
Why do you choose Mother's Day?
Like, I don't get to pick the date.
I didn't say that.
Sunday.
The planners of such events. Why would they say, you know what, let's do it on Mother's Day? Do they have to squeeze these in? Why not the following weekend?
I don't know. It's just golf tournament season, I suppose. But they give the kids a carnation or a rose to give to mom to say thank you, which is sweet. But it's like 8 hours of my day. So I want more than a rose. I want a bottle of wine with the rose. So
on Mother's Day, instead of breakfast in bed and pure pampering, you're going to be carrying a golf bag and walking 18 holes.
Pretty much. In the cold.
In the cold. With a carnation. Oh, how joyous.
I suppose I could stay home and have a day with him out at the golf tournament, and I just have a quiet day at home,
Yeah.
but my
You know what,
motherly
though?
guilt, like I
Yeah.
can't do that.
Hey, guilt wins.
Mother's
world.
guilt.
Yes.
It's a powerful
good
thing.
for you. Elliot is so blessed to have a mother like
Would you? I'm going to make you record that so he can hear you say that, so he knows.
You can record it on like graduation day, all the pivotal moments in his life.
Right.
You can replay that.
Right. All right, Patrick, thanks a lot. And stay with us. We will talk Sabres coming up after the break. The showdown is set. We'll have the details coming up. Stay with us. Welcome back, 9:12 now. Into Your Money today, we are talking about something called the Basic Three: your will, your healthcare proxy, and your power of attorney. Here's Two on Your Side's Kelly Dudzik.
The Basic Three is what we call the Basic Three documents every adult needs.
Okay.
It is the will, it is a power of attorney, and it is a healthcare proxy. All super important.
When you die, your will says who will get your stuff and be in charge of your assets. But the other two documents are important while you're still alive.
The power of attorney assigns, you name somebody who can help you with your financial transactions, going to the bank, paying your bills, making sure the house is being covered. The healthcare proxy is you name somebody to make healthcare decisions for you. If I'm not able to communicate to a doctor or a hospital, if I'm in the emergency room, who can be the person that can make decisions for me, important decisions, in regards to my health care?
And one of the questions that comes up a lot for attorneys about wills involves beneficiaries.
I had clients the other day where they had wonderful things they wanted to put in their will.
Sure.
Kids, grandkids,
And they
you
know
name
they
it, right?
have all these ideas.
All
Yeah.
this stuff. And I said to him, I said, well, and then when we talked about their assets, everything they owned had beneficiaries attached to it. And so I had to say to him, I say, listen, just so you know, everything has beneficiaries. It's not going through this will. And they were like, what do you mean it's not going through? Well, that's why you have beneficiaries, because it goes to that beneficiary immediately. You bypass the will. And I said, so you have wonderful desires, but I can't tell you whether this will is ever going to be open, because it may not. And that's usually when it's kind of like, well, can you explain? And we talk about beneficiaries and the will and how things are very different, because a will goes through the probate or court process.
And once you get those documents, attorneys Brian Stam and Bradley Stam say it's important to know where they are at home.
Originals are usually required for the power of attorney. Most financial institutions will say, well, we need to see the original. We'll make a copy, but we need to see the blue
Is
ink.
that like a notarized
Absolutely.
copy?
Witness.
It's all,
Witness,
so that's
notarized,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty formal.
And they know when it's original or not.
On Your Side, Kelly Dudzik, Channel 2 News.
All right, it is 9:15 now, and the matchup is set. The details are in place. We now know the Sabres will be playing the Montreal Canadiens in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The first game will be on Wednesday at 7 p.m. at KeyBank Center. And just to show you what went down in Game 7 last night in Tampa, Alex Newhook capitalized on a late rebound as the puck deflected in off of Andrei Vasilevsky, giving Montreal a 2-1 edge in the third period. The Lightning pushed hard down the stretch, outshooting the Canadiens 24-6 in the final frame and applying constant pressure in the offensive zone. But Montreal's defense and goaltending held firm the rest of the way, keeping Tampa out of the net in the closing minutes. It stayed 2-1 from there, with Montreal holding on to take the game and the series. Again, they only had 9 shots on goal the entire game and ended up winning. Now, we know that the second round, this is the schedule. The series opens Wednesday night right here in Buffalo. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Canadiens at Sabres, 7 p.m. KeyBank Center. Game 2 also in Buffalo Friday night at 7. Game 3 and Game 4 shift to the Bell Center in Montreal. 7 p.m. puck drop on Sunday for Game 3. We don't know the time for Game 4, but we do know the dates of 4, 5, 6, and 7 if 5, 6, and 7 are needed. But yes, Buffalo with the home ice advantage, so it's very important, Sabres fans. If you bought those tickets, do not sell them to Canadiens fans. We do know that they will pay a lot of money, though. We checked this morning to see how much tickets would be if you wanted to buy tickets in Montreal, thinking maybe they'd be cheaper. They are not. They're well over $600 right now. Prices here about $400 for resale. I tried to get tickets on Saturday when they went on sale at 3 p.m., got into the line ahead of time, and I was locked out. I mean, not locked out. I could buy resale tickets for over $500 at that point, but that's a lot to pay.
Right.
But Natalie Foss is breaking down war right now with the Sabres and the excitement surrounded. They haven't been in the playoffs in more than 20 years. The tickets are a hot commodity. There are watch parties being planned for home and away games. So here's Natalie to break it all down from Alumni Plaza.
Well, I've officially moved in here at Alumni Plaza. I'll be sleeping in the wagon for this next series as the Sabres are coming back for round 2 of the playoffs. The excitement is absolutely building, and that is definitely translating in those ticket prices. Tickets are not cheap. We've been looking at Ticketmaster, and for game 1 on Wednesday, one game ticket in the 300s is going for nearly $400. Some of those tickets are going for as much as $2,875. If you were thinking that maybe game 2 on Friday, tickets may be a little cheaper, well, that would be incorrect. A 300 levels ticket for Friday's game is almost $500 currently on Ticketmaster. Now, these prices could fluctuate, but Sabres fans have proved that they want to be in the arena. So there's a chance that these prices could go even higher. Party in the Plaza will be returning for round 2 along with the watch party at Canalside. A reminder that Party in the Plaza begins 3 hours before puck drop. It's the ultimate pregame party with food, music, special surprises. I'm sure the dummy will be back, but be wearing a Montreal uniform at this time. Then the watch party at Canalside, which has had excellent attendance, opens up 2 hours before the game starts. The organizers of the Saberhood Watch Party have also already announced their locations for this series' away games, with Game 3 being at Sunny Reds in Lackawanna, Game 4 at Thirsty Buffalo on Elmwood, and if needed, they'll host the party for Game 6 at TC Wheelers in Tonawanda. So Buffalo is gearing up for yet another round of playoff games. Now, if you were thinking maybe perhaps tickets might be a little bit cheaper in Montreal, I know we saw that with Boston. That is not the case. We looked on StubHub this morning, and tickets for those games in Canada are going to run you about $600 US per ticket. So the cheaper option is to stay here in Buffalo or to enjoy the game at home or at your local bar and restaurant. On your side at Alumni Plaza, Natalie Foss, Channel 2 News.
Yeah, bars and restaurants are really reaping the benefits of the Sabres continuing on in the playoff push. So we were seeing video of the Canadiens fans packing into the Bell Center to watch Game 7, which was happening in Tampa. So it was an away game for the Canadiens last night. It was just, it looked to be so much fun in there. And what a great environment to have everyone together to watch amongst, you know, fellow fans. And so I was saying, like, why can't the Sabres do that? Is there any plan to do it? We'll reach out and figure out what the plans are and if they would ever think of doing that. But I was saying to you earlier in the show, like, I would be willing to pay $50 to go and a ticket and buy concessions and pay for parking and the whole 9 yards just to be around fellow Sabres fans watching in an environment like that. I just threw out that number randomly. But then I went and looked at ChatGPT to find out how much were the Canadiens charging their fans to see the away game and watch it on the Jumbotron. Only $12 Canadian.
Yeah, that to me, you said you'd spend 50?
I'd spend 50.
But no, you can watch it at home.
Yeah, but who wants to watch it at home when you can watch it surrounded by friends?
And on a monitor, okay.
Yes. Patrick, I have grown up a Sabres fan.
I'm not
I have not
disagreeing
watched
with
the
you.
Sabres in the playoffs in 14 years, let alone round 2 in 20 years. I would pay a lot of money to be in the arena, but I can't afford $500 a ticket at this point.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the watch party.
Yes, but the watch party for $50, done. Just to experience that with my son, to have that, and maybe you have to be a lifer to really understand like how exciting it is. But the environment, the high fives, the music, the energy, just the electric feeling inside, I would certainly pay it. But to know that Habs fans are only paying $12 Canadian, which is what, like $9 American, that's amazing. And all of that is going, the proceeds are going to the Canadiens Alumni Association. So
you wonder, so if we, I mean, I wonder, the Sabres haven't had to consider this before in a long time. So, you know, they have to go, okay, we have to staff the place. We got to get security.
Right.
We got to get consent. We got to make sure everybody can work. But if they, I mean, maybe it's a very viable thing that they're considering now.
Yeah.
Given the success that they've seen in other, and a part of it goes to an alumni association or something like that.
And that's for away games.
Right.
Because here they don't even have away game parties out at Canal Side. They only have the parties at home. The weather's been not great.
Not great.
You kind of have to bundle up.
Right.
And again, I mentioned after the first game that we saw, it's not really super kid-friendly at Canal Side.
Right.
Lots of
Oh, yeah,
20-somethings drinking
Melissa
and going
wanted a kid zone or a family zone.
I don't want a kid zone. I want a kid zone for my kid.
Right.
I'd be happy to be
Go
in
over
the
there.
adult zone, where actually I feel like I could be the mother to the adults in the adult zone
Right.
there, these 21-year-olds who are partying. But I want Elliot to experience, and so many other kids want to experience the camaraderie, the excitement, the fellow fans around them, and there aren't really a lot of good options right now. So we'll see if the Sabres, if they continue their run, if the organization comes up with any other ideas for watch parties that are more family friendly or opening them up to 19,000 Sabres fans who would want to go to the away games.
Now, speaking of watching, do you know how to properly sync, if you want to watch the Sabres game on television, but listen to Rob Ray and Dan Dunleavy, because they're not going to be broadcasting live on.
Right.
How do you sync up your radio, your whatever audio source you get for their radio call to the TV play? Because you can't have it. You can't have it 5 seconds behind.
Right. You can't really adjust and pause your radio, but you can
The
pause.
television.
Most TVs you can pause and fast forward or rewind.
Okay.
So-
I'm just saying you've got to be like, okay, play, right? Because
Yeah.
it's got to be perfect.
Yeah.
But I
So-
think I would much rather listen to Dan Dunleavy and Rob Ray.
And they will be
versus-
doing the calls on
radio. Oh yeah, on radio.
You're sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then the pregame stuff will be also.
Right. So Marty Baron and Brian Duff will be doing pregame and postgame on MSG, but MSG is not carrying any of the games on TV for round 2. So you'll find the games on like TNT and ESPN and also on HBO Max and some other streaming, which is a big relief for people who didn't have MSG,
Yes.
that it was hard to find the game. So now all of the games will be shown on national TV. But again, yes, we like our local broadcasters and hearing that excitement from them, and you won't get that vibe unless you listen to it on the radio.
But you can sync it. I wonder if there's a trick, right?
Well, a lot of people used to do that with Bills games.
Oh gosh, I remember growing up. I remember my family hated to hear Howard Cosell, so they would try to get the radio call watching a football game.
But hearing Von Miller and hearing
yes,
John Murphy.
yes.
And so I love hearing them on the radio. And then, of course, hearing Rick Jeanneret call the games on the radio and on the TV broadcasts. Ugh, you just
Well, especially
think of RJ.
There was a lot of criticism for, I guess, the ESPN crew calling some. What games they couldn't pronounce Luukkonen's name.
Oh, and
they made
laughing about it.
Yeah, and just kind of, it didn't sound genuine.
Right.
At all.
And there are a lot of European, Eastern European, Russian names in the NHL. You have one job.
Yeah, learn the
No
name.
sports, know the names. It's not that difficult. Cami Clooney even figured out a way to put Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's name in the remake of We're Gonna Win That Cup. And I think we will have time for that coming up right after the break, so you can hear this new rendition of a song that goes back to 1975. Some say, though, it's got a jinx. We'll have that coming up right after the break.
We got Luke, we got Lion Ellis, making them saves. You know we got Benson and Thompson, and where there's a Quinn, there's a way. You know we're gonna win that cup. We're gonna slap that puck. Me and the Buffalo Sabres, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That song will be in your head if you listen to the whole thing. It was Cami Clooney. She's the Buffalo Sabres national anthem singer, and she modernized the rendition of the 1975 playoff classic, We're Gonna Win That Cup. This song was originally written by Tommy Calandra during the Sabres' first trip to the Stanley Cup Finals against the Philadelphia Flyers. Cami says that her dad had been asking her to recreate it, but who really wanted to?
Dude, she
until
was.
now.
There was a consideration of doing it last year. That would have been awkward.
I know.
Tone deaf.
So this is the perfect season to do it.
Perfect.
She and her band put a new spin on the classic. Somehow they got Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen in there. They called him Luke. They named a bunch of the Sabres players throughout the song.
It's catchy. I get it. It's a good.
And you can hear how it was a 1975 song.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be sped up a little bit. It's a little slow, a little jingly, but hey, we'll take any song.
I want to hear the 70s version now, just to.
Just go on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
Or Pete probably has like a ringtone on his phone or something. You like 1975? That was a good year for your music, right?
Mid 70s. I mean, they just don't make music like that anymore. They just don't. Yeah. They don't. I think of all the albums. Anyway, moving on. That is catchy, and I love it, and I love the attention Cammie's getting. I mean, with the anthem and this, it's kind of cool.
All good attention from Buffalo right now. Right. And with 30 seconds left, as for the party in the plaza, Wednesday night, it's better than Tuesday, because we didn't know until yesterday whether they were going to play Tuesday or Wednesday.
Right. Wednesday, there's rain coming Wednesday, especially in the morning. The afternoon and evening should see the rain push out by then, so it should be okay. Okay?
All righty. Thanks for tuning into Daybreak, everybody. We'll see you back here from 4:30 to 9:30 tomorrow morning.